If they wanted to, they could crush us like flies. We're absolutely nothing compared to these powers that be. If they really, really wanted to do something about this whole crypto movement, they could. We haven't yet reached the point of no return, which is probably why the likes of BlackRock, Fidelity, JP Morgan, Chase are making the moves that they are now, just so that they can position themselves in a place to respond when the avalanche begins. Now, I'm one of those people back in the day that had this sort of kind of anti-establishment push, right? You know, like the OGs of crypto, right? When we were all sort of anti-cash, anti-establishment, anti-bank, anti-everything, right? And in our heads, the crypto movement was going to take on the banks and defeat them, take on governments and defeat them. And it was great because at that time, we only had Bitcoin and a little handful of cryptos. And I think now that the proliferation of garbage coins all over the place has kind of diluted that sentiment. Also, the voices that are sort of the voices of dissent against the banks and establishment have been drowned out by the voices of people who are here for the financial wealth. Now, in the beginning of the movement, a lot of the people that were into Bitcoin and crypto and all that sort of stuff weren't really looking to become billionaires like the ones that are there now. A lot of them were in it for the utility and the freeing of the people from the clutches of the Federal Reserve and the kind of monopoly of the government on money, right, on currency. And because of the massive printing by the Fed, which is an unelected body, Satoshi and whoever else is behind this stuff came up with an alternative that would finally put the power back in the hands of the people who are actually doing the work, in the hands of the people who are actually owning the things that the government is controlling, right? So you and me, effectively, and to bring autonomy and control back to the people. However, I think that somewhere in the middle of all of this, it's been hijacked by two forces. The first force, of course, is one that's obvious, the powers that be, whether it be the banks, the large organizations, the international bodies, etc. So now we have an influx of people who are in it primarily for the money. The traders are here, the big banks are here, everyone's here. And the raison d'etre, one of my favorite phrases, has completely changed when it comes to crypto. And because the powers that be have arrived before the complete maturity of the platform, I think that we're not actually ready to take on the powers that be. So as the thing is now, if they decided they've had enough of us and they wanted to crush us completely, well, first of all, we don't have the fortitude, we don't have the belief to take them on. We also don't have the power. Like I said in my previous video, if BlackRock wanted to buy up all of the existing Bitcoin, they could. They have the funds to do it. If they all teamed together, so you have BlackRock, Fidelity, Bank of America, everybody came and chipped in, they could wipe us out in seconds, right? And they could dump on us, wreck everybody, drop the price, and then just sweep and clean up the rest, right? So they have such incredible power. And also you have CBDCs. CBDCs are so bad that, you know, they are going to absolutely give the government 100% control of your finances. At least as it is now, you have cash, you have different things that you can do without the government having complete exposure. In the early days of this channel, I did a video about CBDCs and XRP and the plans and the particular clauses that they've included to ensure that the government doesn't do what I'm describing. But, you know, the intentions of Ripple or XRP ledger engineers or people like that might be different, and governments might even agree to those clauses at the point of adopting the technology. But what's to stop another government from coming in and absolutely doing a 180 degrees? We've seen it done over and over before. So even XRP, which is a secure token, XRP ledger, secure ledger, and the principles behind the project being upright and kind of old school, there is nothing stopping governments basically going 180 degrees on their pledge not to do evil. if you know what I mean. So we are living in weird, precarious times. We have to have our eyes open. All we can do is, I don't know, dollar cost average, preempt the powers that be, learn about self-custody, keep abreast of the technology, of the news, not to get too involved with the news so that it controls your life, but keep an awareness of where things are going in terms of technology and the rules and the law, etc., etc. Personally, I'm doing what I did before. I dollar cost average. I have my stuff distributed across multiple, systems, self-custody, custody, whatever. Okay? So diversification is key. Yes, I go on about XRP being a chunk of my portfolio, but there's also non-crypto stuff that you have to diversify into. None of this stuff is financial advice, as I always say. Do your own research. I'll see you next time. Peace.